Do you want games on Steam cheaper than on Steam? I gotcha. Jump over to an app where you can buy any game you want on any platform, and for a free discount you can use the code FAMS at checkout for 10% off. This site offers the biggest discounts you can find, so let's get gaming, fams. So everybody got mixed reactions whether Joe is alive or not after the ending of Mafia 3. There's a person who looks very similar to Joe, but sadly doesn't say a single word. So based on his body and kind of his facial, people thought that this is Joe Barbaro. Now that we got Mafia Definitive Edition, which is the same engine as Mafia 3 and the player model is pretty much modeled after the engine, we get to see Joe Barbaro at the ending of Mafia Definitive Edition.
Mr. Angelo. Yes. Mr. Salieri sends his regards.
Tommy! That's okay. You're safe now.
Now, the question that everybody asks is, what if Joe from Mafia Definitive Edition is the same Joe from Mafia 3? Whether or not this will be proving that Joe is still alive over the events of Mafia 2. We do know that Vito thinks that Joe died in Mafia 3 and that he's left alone without him because of the ending of Mafia 2.
Take a look at that paper.
Some city councilman's up for re-election.
I need a favor.
Who is he? You tied up with Marcano?
This fuck. Him and his pals killed a friend of mine. Look, he'd see me coming from a mile away.
Oh yeah, because I'm so inconspicuous.
You know how to get to people. It's taken me 12 years and a lot of money to find this cocksucker. I'd make it worth your while. And I'd consider it a personal favor.
I'll think about it.
If you're having trouble finding him, look for somebody on the street who might be willing to give him up. When you're done, come back here. We got a lot more names need to be X'd out.
Last of that problem for you.
Oh. Shit. So it's really fucking over. God damn it.
You all right?
Yeah. It's just, means Joe's really dead. Good friend of mine. It's more like family. Me and him tried to do something big for this motherfucker named Leo Galante. Big shot with the commission. Anyways, it all went south and we got fucked. That's what you get for following orders, right? It was a couple of years there I didn't know if Joe was alive or what.
When did you know?
Maybe 4 or 5 years after I got sent down here. I still had a little pull back home. I kept some feelers out. And when word comes back, one of the guys I saw drive off with Joe's running his mouth. Can't hold his liquor. And someone heard him going on about some loudmouth Leo wanted him to put down. Yeah, that same loudmouth cost this guy his front teeth and cracked one of his eye sockets.
Sounds like Joe didn't make it easy for him.
You're goddamn right. Ain't no one taking Joe Barbaro down without a fight. Joe managed to get loose. Was on the run for a while, went to Chicago, thinking a couple of guys up there would help him. Instead, they turned on him. Anyways, in the end, it went how it went. Beat the shit out of him, cut his fucking hands off, smashed his face all to hell. When it was over, they didn't leave much for anybody to find.
You sure it was Joe?
If it wasn't him, if Joe was still alive, he would have found me by now.
But now that we got Mafia Definitive Edition, which is again the same engine as Mafia 3, we get to see the player model of Joe Barbaro from this engine. And if you do a quick comparison between these two, there are a lot of similarities. Of course, in the Definitive Edition of Mafia 1, he's younger because it takes place earlier in the game. Mafia 3 takes place way longer after Mafia 2. And of course, Joe would have been older. Now, we're comparing these two right now and we can see amazing similarities. not only for the body but for the face as well, and even for the hair. Of course, he has a white hair in Mafia 3, and in Mafia Definitive Edition or Mafia 2 he's younger. Now Leo Galante has told our friend Vito that Joe isn't part of the deal secret at the end of Mafia 2.
Hey, what the hell's going on? Where they taking Joe?
Sorry, kid. Joe wasn't part of our deal.
Of course, now that we have Mafia Definitive Edition and Mafia 3 as a quick comparison, we can see that indeed this person that many speculated to be Joe Barbaro is indeed Joe Barbaro, and this is thanks to the ending of Mafia 1, the Definitive Edition, where we get to see the player mother of Joe in this engine. Now in Mafia 3 we see him working for Leo Galante, and I do think people have vouched for Joe to be alive, but separated from Vito in order not to make any more messes within the family, and to pretty much use Joe at his potential by being a bodyguard of Leo Galante, because he's a street killer. He doesn't go out easy, just like Vito said, and he's been loyal to the family he got. I mean, he would have been a capo if he killed Vito, but showing his loyalty for Vito, they went after the real problem here in Leo's mind. Now, I think he is indeed the Joe from Mafia Definitive Edition. I mean, I do think he is in Mafia 3. That was the person we have proved now since Mafia Definitive Edition was launched and we see the player model of Joe. So tell me what you guys think. If you think it's him, let me drop in the comments. If you don't agree with me, sure, go ahead and leave a comment saying why you don't agree with me, and we can take this discussion up in the comments. So that's been the end of the video. Thank you fams for watching. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, follow me on the social medias, and also become a patron if you want to. Shout out to my Patreon Jordan, and I'll see you in my other videos. As always, have a good one fams.
But miss the clutch, these Romanian trees for the system's touch. Whoa, look at his finest, your highness, German president, your highness. Wait, I'm here to slay the demons that harm us. Join us, the time is upon us. Fuck the game, just hold my PS5. I do it for my soul, so with the PS5. Me and rap, don't show us liaison. The whole game is off, use me as on.